it should be able to isolate and identify some of those parts that we're going to need. If not, we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way and find the critters ourselves. Hi guys, Firmbie with you, and welcome to Car Mechanic 2015. It's great to have your company. Now we'll just have a quick spin around before we get into today's repair. And you can see I've just had the interior decorators in the garage and just changed things out a little bit. So we put some chrome work on those racks above there and changed the floor a little bit just to change things up a little bit. Hopefully you like the changes there. Let's have a look what we got for you today. We've got a bolt Hellcat. Now we're looking at fixing the repairs and parts. They must exceed the 51% there, so that's going to be our magic number today. We've got a range of areas that we need to be looking at. Repair or running gear faults. It's hard to control. We need to find those parts. Repair damaged panels. We've got a list of panels that we need to repair, and repaint in stock colours. So the couple of easy ones there at the bottom there: repair damaged body panels, front left, front right and front rear fenders. So let's get it over to the, not that one, the left lifter. On this lifter here obviously we've got a restoration that's still waiting to be done, so we'll rip that one off there. Door and fender, and we'll pop straight over to our repair table and see if we can't repair those up to 51% that we're looking for. And they actually repaired up to 100%, which is quite interesting. We only wanted 51, but they repaired straight up to 100, which is excellent, which is unusual, but we're going to go with that. We can get those waxed straight on. Now that's the body fixed up. We might be able to just pop them straight into the paint shop and get that painting done, and we can bowl those couple of things over very, very quickly, and then look at what parts we actually need to repair or replace. Now it did say only factory colours, so that's factory colours by default. You can see factory colours, choose factory colours, that's the default feature there. You just simply go paint car, $500, and for a fresh paint job. We must have missed one of the panels. We did. Left tail light. That's what happens when you're trying to talk and do things at the same time, isn't it? You miss parts. So let's pop out that left tail light over to our repair table again. Again, we're looking at the 51 and straight up to 54. So you can go further if you wish to, but obviously we only require to be repaired up to the 51%. So obviously 54 more than exceeds what we need to do, so he can simply go straight in, and that knocks over those two at the bottom there. And these are going to be the interesting one. Repair or running gear faults and hard to control. So we might actually even put it in the test bay and see whether we can't actually see some of those faults. I'm just holding down the S key there just to brake while it tests those brakes. As you can see on the right hand side, it tests the left and right hand side brakes. Moving forward. Just need to hold down that brake again, and it tests those brakes. Moving forward, and it should actually, I think on the next one, actually checks the suspension, if memory serves me correctly. It just shakes, rattles and rolls the car a bit. It checks the suspension, so it should be able to isolate and identify some of those parts that we're going to need. If not, we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way and find the critters ourselves. There we go. So we got some of the parts: rubber bushings, small rubber bushings, leaf springs, small rubber bushings again, upper suspension arm, and rear shock absorber bees. So that gives us a good starting point at least. Again, once again, move it back over the lifter. And if we bring our repair list up, like so, by taking it through that test path, it has identified some of the parts that we need to repair. Okay, so the best thing is, I think, at this stage is to dive in and see if we can't discover the rest of these parts. Okay, so we've just pulled a number of parts off, and we've identified most of them. We're still looking at parts not discovered in the running gear fault, so we still need to find him, and we've still got one more part in the K is hard to control. So a bit more digging and see if we can't find it. Okay, so we just come out of finding those last couple of parts there, and just a matter of now is the time to pop over to our repair table and see if we can't repair most of those up to 51%. So just bringing up the inventory there, again you can actually select and buy all the parts that we're looking for, or in fact by section. So obviously in the body section they're all well and truly exceeding that 51%. Let's see what we got in our nothing in our gearbox, nothing in our exhaust system. Brakes, they exceed our 51%, so that's fine. Now our running gear is going to be where in fact most of the parts will be held. So we've got 1, 2 outers and 1 inner, yeah, tie rods. We got what, 1, 2 small and 2 large rubber bushes. Rubber. What do we say? 2 large and 1 small. Is that right? 2 large and 2 small. So 2 and 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. We probably could have kept that last rubber bushing, but not to worry, they're only fairly cheap little things. Sway bar front end link. Sway bar front end link B. 2 of those. Sway bar front end. Sway bar front end link. And they were B's, weren't they? They are B's. So always place a check. 2 of those, and 2 rear shock absorber B. One of those. Again, we'll clear it out of the inventory there. That leaf spring plate at 52%. Again, our required level is 51, so we'll leave him. And a rear axle knuckle housing B. Okay, where are you, you little critter? Rear knuckle housing B. Rear axle knuckle housing B. Okay, so that's everything from the running gear. Engine wise we're fine. So again, we'll just click on the oil and just make sure that we either meet or exceed the required repair value, which again is 51%. So we've actually done that, and we're just a matter of getting all those parts back in. Now just the last of those parts going in now, and we should be almost done, just getting that wheel back on and those nuts tightened up. What we'll do is just check the inventory and make sure we got nothing, no parts left, which like every good mechanic should, make sure he's never got any parts left. Just drop them back down off the lifter, close that hood, and let's check this job out. Okay, so repair all running gear faults. Green lights across the board, which is fantastic, all repaired up to our magic number, which is 51. Hard to control, again green lights. The damaged panels we've already repaired up, and paint in stock colours, which we did at the start there. So gives you a rundown of the money that you make. The important one, the grand total, the total earned was 6,938. Alright guys, thank you very much for your company. I do appreciate it, and I look forward to it in the next one.